Welcome back to Pax Europiana and the video channel, now additionally to the podcast. Again, let me talk about Georgia because it's very dear to my heart and it's a big crisis we have now in Georgia with this imprisonment of the opposition leader Nika Melia, and I call for his release. And this is very important. Please release him. He should be free and solve the political crisis Georgia is now in since 2019 because of this Russian intervention and this visit of this Russian Orthodox parliamentarian, Mr. Gavrilov, solve it in a reasonable way. And what is the reasonable way? Again, I call on the president of Georgia to ask all political leaders for a European consensus and the Georgian parliament to vote on a resolution to adopt the euro as currency in Georgia, and also to call to be granted EU potential candidacy and NATO MAP. That is a very clear wish expressed anyhow by most political leaders of Georgia. So add the euro to that because the euro can be done very fast. It can be done together with Ukraine and Moldova in July 2021. And then it is very logic because what is happening that when you make a resolution from the parliament majority, from the whatever European dream, Georgian dream, whatever it's called, I'm not a particular fan of that party, but it's the main party of, there's a cat here, if you want to see. I'm on the farming side here. So what is possible here is very clear. It is to add the euro to the discussion, make a vote in the parliament and make sure that the opposition then has to return to the parliament, because they can hardly stay outside when such an important motion is promoted by the Georgian Dream Party. So it's basically calling the bluff on both sides. Are the majority government party of this oligarch really ready for Europe? Then adopt the euro. Is the opposition only ready, only interested in power? Then okay, then they will not come. Are they really constructively interested in European future? Then they will come and join the parliament again, because they have not recognized the 2020 results, whereas the Europeans and the internationals have said that it was more or less a decent election. So how to bridge the square? And here it's the euro again. And such a motion can be easily done. I've actually written it on Twitter already. The main things is very simple: adopt the euro, EU candidate status, potential candidate status, and NATO MAP. These are two granted things. And the euro you can do yourself. Yeah? And that's basically the way to seal the return of the opposition is with euroization. I don't think that the opposition will be in a position to reject euroization, and so basically it's the done deal. Maybe some Europeans will call excited because they haven't seen this video and they think, oh, Günther, what you're saying, the euro, no, it's our holy currency, nobody can have it. Yeah? But as you know very well, everybody follows my activity in Kosovo and Montenegro. They did just that and nobody could stop them. And that's the better currency policy anyhow, because Georgia is just a great successful reformer, doesn't have good results compared to Kosovo. Kosovo is richer now, at the same level of wealth than Georgia, whereas Kosovo was not able to do such kind of enormous positive reforms, and the reason obviously is the currency. And here again we have to make it very clear, it's the euro. I don't say it's the euro stupid because I don't use these words, but it's a very simple tool, it's very clear, and it's very beneficial. So I cannot see another way, Moldova, Georgia, Ukraine, to euroize, and Georgia can be the trailblazer here to do it very fast. And that's basically the best way to solve this political stalemate, to get the opposition into the European consensus. And as you know, when you follow some of my podcasts or so, I call for a European consensus around the euro, NATO and the EU in all countries, from Albania to Serbia to also Georgia. But Georgia can make a real big impact here to solve its political crisis peacefully in a consensus, and I don't think Russia will invade or nuke Georgia in that kind of context just because you choose a currency where also the Russian oligarchs have already parked. It's estimated about $1 trillion of wealth in the European currency. So I don't think they have anything against stable currency relations. They will complain, but they also cannot change. Sovereign countries can do their currency, and the lari has not been particularly useful, nor a very good tool of any meaningful significance when it comes to stability. It was better than the hryvnia and the Belarusian ruble, good, but in all other aspects it's a mess. So I call to end the lari and to introduce the euro, and to do that fast in a deal with the opposition to make sure they return to the parliament. Yeah. And then also when now Charles Michel is coming to Tbilisi, also to welcome him with this package. When the Europeans then threaten you with the end of subsidies, anyhow, you can ask the Americans for support, because anyhow the Americans are now back in the Balkans, in the Caucasus, and it will be the Americans who will be also back in Brussels, I guess, once they have, they will not accept any nonsense from the Europeans in that sense. So ultimately the road after the failure of Bucharest is now open for NATO, for EU, but different than in the past, in this kind of more complicated third enlargement round after the end of the Cold War, it starts with the euro. That's the best way to do it, and it starts with NATO, and then to get into the EU in the end of the decade. I think it's possible that the Georgians vote for the European Parliament, but you have to act now. If you wait another 5 years, obviously then we are talking about the 2030s. Or maybe the French will win this debate. According to Macron, the Georgians will never be in the European Union. You can do what you want. And okay, you have to decide who you believe, which policy, which strategy. I have this strategy to offer, and I think it's working. It's the Montenegro strategy. By the way, Montenegro became only independent in 2006 and is already in NATO, has already the euro. And I wonder what is the better way. And it's the best prepared towards EU accession. And Montenegro will already vote about Georgian EU membership. So better be nice to the Montenegrins and learn from their success. So that's my call here. I know it's not easy to learn new things and to do new ways, but it's the best way. The way it's also, because I think many of the reforms of Saakashvili were very good. If he would have backed his currency to the euro already, like Lithuania, Estonia, the Bulgaria and the Latvia have done, he would be much more successful. But okay, he's also very stubborn. And it's nice, you know, so many people don't believe me when I call for the euro as a tool for accession, not as a kind of concluding after 40 years of transformation. No, we have to have a little bit more courage, and we have to believe in our things and in our institutions. And if now Charles Michel says that it's not possible to adopt the euro, then he should resign, simply resign. We don't need presidents who don't believe in our institutions. And if you as a CEO of Apple don't recommend Apple phones, then you are the wrong CEO. And that's also very clear and absolutely fantastic, I think, Mr. Charles Michel. Either you choose Europe and you are the council president, then you recommend the euro, or you don't. And nobody can stop this development. Anyhow, if the Georgians are choosing the euro, what will we do? Send the European army? Block their funding? Hand them over to Russia? I wonder what, yeah. Anyhow, so I want to be very clear that I'm not misunderstood, because the road to peace in Europe goes through clarity of our borders, who is with us, who is with the Russians. Let's make no mistake, the South Ossetians and Abkhazia, that's lost for now. I want to be also very clear. The theoretical concepts of sovereignty is, of course, very sure, very important, but it's a diplomatic nicety. We can only care for the free Georgians, and there are 3 million people. They are welcome in the EU and NATO. We will protect them with Article 5 at the border to South Ossetia and Abkhazia. And maybe one day these regions will see the light, because Georgia is so successful economically in 20 years that it's so attractive that also these regions will accept some kind of return on some kind of autonomous regional status. That is fine, but please don't mix up NATO membership with any kind of legitimate reconquista. That's not happening. You should fall in line with the European line, recognize Kosovo, be decent, and be good Europeans, be good allies, because we are not there to serve you guys. Yeah? You want to join our institutions, yeah? And that's also very important. And if you have some kind of idea that the euro is not good, yeah, anyhow, then better stay where you are. It's also quite simple. It's fine. Nobody in Europe really is driving an agenda of enlargement at the moment. Anyhow, it's basically only because you guys want to join that there is the debate at all, and I want to contribute to the debate. I want to also raise the level of this debate, but we have to be very honest, yeah, that most Europeans will be quite happy if you don't join. Yeah? So if you don't set the signal of membership is your plan by adopting the euro, I think nobody will even notice your membership application in Brussels, and they will be happily ignoring it forever. So that's, I think, the realistic assessment. So Georgia, the choice is yours. And you want to be Europeans, you want to join the European Union and NATO, the road is really to gate crash into the European Union by adopting the euro. And there is, I think, no other way for that. So, time for a European consensus. It starts with the euro. Thanks a lot for listening. And please also subscribe to this channel and also to the podcast Pax Europiana, P-E-X, Pax Europiana. It's on all available resources. And next week I will make more podcasts again. And here in this nice environment of the Upper Austrian hills, I send my best regards and I call for peace and for the euro. Thanks a lot. Bye.